reporting there. Drug trafficking on Alabama's interstates is happening every day. The I-Team's Valerie Bell taking a closer look at how those drugs are moving through the state and how routine traffic stops are helping investigators uncover criminal activity.
Every day on Alabama's interstates, state troopers with the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency's Motor Carrier Safety Unit are pulling over tractor trailers for inspections. The goal? Reduce traffic crashes, injuries, and fatalities involving commercial motor vehicles and passenger coaches. In the last year alone, Aaliyah says the unit conducted more than 49,000 commercial motor vehicle inspections statewide, up from just over 47,000 the year before.
The Motor Carrier Safety Unit's made up of state troopers, and they are under highway patrol, under the Department of Public Safety, in the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. And we're the lead agency contact under the FMCSA.
In 2025 alone, the unit recorded more than 100,000 violations across Alabama, putting 10,000 trucks and more than 5,000 drivers out of service. And while the primary focus is safety compliance, Lieutenant Jason Harris says troopers are also trained to recognize signs of criminal activity. That's what happened during a routine inspection on Interstate 20 in St. Clair County when a trooper stopped a tractor trailer near the 143-mile marker.
Well, our priority is what we call MIGSAP eligibility or MIGSAP duties, which is the Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program. And so our grant dictates what we can do. So our priority is inspection. So, you know, on March 31st, that guy, which was Trooper Tracy Steele, he done an inspection, what we'd call a routine inspection, but if you're in law enforcement, you know that nothing's routine. So, you know, he pulled over a truck, he's seen some indicators. We do train our guys to recognize indicators that might be criminal activity.
According to Aaliyah, the driver first handed over an invalid license. Investigators later identified him as 57-year-old Dejan's son from Oregon City, Oregon, and it was determined he was in the country illegally. During a search of the truck, troopers found 23 boxes containing approximately 185 pounds of marijuana. Son now faces charges of drug trafficking and operating a commercial vehicle without a commercial driver's license.
That type of load, it don't happen a lot.
Do you think there's a problem with drug trafficking on Alabama interstates?
Absolutely. I think if you go into Google and Google some of the things that's been recovered on the Alabama highways, you would see that there's a problem. And in the Motor Carrier Safety Unit, like I said, our priority is inspections, but if we come across that sort of thing, we will take action just like that.
The Drug Enforcement Administration, known as the DEA, says this seizure reflects a much larger pattern, one playing out every day on roadways.
How often in Alabama do we see interstates like I-20 being used as a corridor to traffic drugs?
Valerie, I don't think the answer of every single day emphasizes it enough. It is out there all the time, every day, and not just I-20, but probably every major highway.
Special Agent Stephen Hofer says it's not uncommon for criminals to use commercial vehicles to transport drugs. And in many cases, it's part of a larger criminal enterprise.
You know, that's the whole thing about the cartel, is they're constantly looking for new ways and frankly using old ways too to figure out ways to smuggle drugs and other contraband into or through the state of Alabama. So commercial vehicles, personally owned vehicles, rental cars, you name it, the list is endless.
And Hofer says the drivers making these runs are often just one small piece of a much larger network, which can open the door to an investigation reaching far beyond Alabama.
Those type of investigations, you know, could range anywhere from a matter of a couple of weeks to several months, maybe even into longer than a year. It all depends into the sophistication of how well layered the organization is. It will take for us to peel back and find out who's ultimately responsible and be able to trace the evidence as high as we can in the organization.
But Hofer says those cases can only move forward through coordination between state, federal, and local agencies. Partnerships, he says, are critical to disrupting trafficking operations before drugs reach communities.
These stops, seizures, and follow-on investigations do not happen unless there is the collaboration and partnerships that are all across the state. And whether it's ALEA with DEA, along with the other federal partners of HSI and FBI and ATF, but any and all of the local police departments and the sheriffs, that we have many, many partnerships that we lean on them.
Valerie Bell, ABC 3340 I-Team.